Hey everybody, we're back again here with Brenda and Brielle from the
Yes,
AMP. We're very excited about it. Brenda, you are the kind of founder with your mom of the AMP.
100%. My mom started this in 1986
Yep.
and a French woman from Madawaska.
Okay.
And she loved everything that pageantry brought and the opportunities it brought women. So I used to help her. But in my career took me to Montreal, which it was too far to help her anymore. So, yeah, so when we came back, I circled back to Maine like most Mainers do, come back
Yeah.
home.
Yeah.
She lived with us for a while. And
Okay.
I knew that her greatest dream would be for us to start this up again. So here we
Interesting.
are.
Yeah. And Brielle is a delegate for the AMP.
I
That's
am.
the American Miss Pageant for those out there who may not know all about it. And so we'll talk a little bit more about the pageant, but right away we should find out, tell the viewers out there, when is the pageant coming up that we're promoting today?
Well, we're very excited. The national pageants
Yes.
August 15,
August 15th.
16, and 17,
Okay.
right here in Portland
Yeah.
at the Doubletree Hotel.
Yes.
This is our 5th anniversary since the relaunch, and we're going to have something special lined up for our delegates, like Brielle, who's a returning delegate, by the way,
Interesting.
and all our delegates. So it's going
Okay.
to be a great year.
Great, great. So a 3-day extravaganza, more or less,
We
right?
do.
Yeah. Okay.
It's really important. It's so much, very few people really understand what goes behind a pageant.
Right.
Like contestants like Brielle, normally you're not going to see 13 to 16-year-old girls going out in the community, young women, I should say, learn etiquette,
Yes.
learn about giving back, learn that, yes, the crown is beautiful, but it's what you bring to the crown that really adds the shine and the sparkle.
Interesting. Okay.
So the American Miss Pageant is an organization that focuses on everything positive to give these young women the skills they need to make it in this world.
So we'll talk a little bit about the history too, because I'm very interested in that. But what goes into Brielle, like the preparations or the things that you're going to be doing? Because as you can see outside, it's the winter now. This will be coming up in the summer. What are some of the things that you do in between to get yourself motivated or prepared?
What makes me like motivated and prepared? Like I practice with my mom,
Yeah.
and we'll like go over some things, try to go over like interview questions, and just see how it goes.
And do you like being out because you've done this before? Yeah.
This is actually Brielle's second time
Second time
ever. Her
Yeah.
first pageant ever was last year.
Okay.
And she ended up walking away with an award, which was a big step for you, right,
It
Brielle?
was.
Yeah. And
It
you're
is.
in 8th grade now. Yeah. So you started out 7th grade. Do you find that this will be something that you have a lifelong passion for, or?
I think so.
Yeah.
I really like them.
Yeah.
They help me like get out of my comfort zone, and they make me like step up. It's
Yeah.
really nice.
Yeah, I think for people of all ages, but especially when you're younger, we tend to procrastinate about things. This gives you a goal that you're setting, and it's something to get excited about, but to work towards as well. Yeah, and so how did you find your way to this pageant?
So my sister was a reigning delegate.
Okay.
Well, she won, I think, 2 years ago.
2 years, yeah.
And then she told me that you should really do this. Like, it gets you out of your comfort zone. You help people in need. And Miss Emily and Miss Brenda is awesome. And so it's
Excellent.
very supportive. And that was a little skeptical at first because, like, I was a little shy. And then my mom's like, you need to do this. I'm setting you up. And I was like, okay.
Yeah, sometimes it takes a little extra push, but then, you've gotten to really think it's great and it's a good time. Yeah.
And we do
Excellent.
a lot of fun activities too.
Yeah, yeah.
And the delegates really support one another backstage. And that's not typical. A lot of times people think that it's very catty and very competitive. Absolutely, it's a competition.
Right.
And we always teach everybody, don't leave a point on the stage, but go there prepared and have fun and be the best you could be for that minute that you're competing in any competition.
Yeah.
And we do a lot of things where, preparation for the pageant is a lot of fun. We also support Shriners Children's Hospital.
Yeah.
So once a delegate signs up, we say, hey, start to save your can tabs. Have you started yet?
Yes.
All right.
Excellent.
But we save can tabs because those can tabs, we donate those to Shriners, and it helps to pay the travel costs for families of patients that have to go to Shriners. So we're already making and teaching everyone that comes in, and even adults. They're like, oh, we never thought of doing that. But it makes such a big impact. So the message there is for us, it's one little tab can make a difference in someone's life. And we chose Shriners because my granddaughter, Maddie, there, who is a former pageant girl herself, she is a patient ambassador for Shriners.
Oh, okay.
And when she went through treatment at Shriners, I was so impressed with how they treated everyone, not only the patients, but themselves, all of their colleagues, how they work together in such a caring environment. And where our foundation is intelligence, ambition, and kindness, I was like, there's no doubt we're raising money for Shriners.
Right. It's a great cause. I mean, it's definitely one of the bigger ones that really makes a lot of sense, and they really put their money where their mouth is on things.
100%.
So getting back to, so the pageant will be in August.
Yes.
3 days. What are the things that go on at the pageant itself?
Well, the first night's fun, right,
It
Brielle?
is.
The first night, Brielle's already started this. She's probably adding to your jeans, but we do an All About Me jeans party. So
Okay.
we have a gala event. Everybody registers, and the registration is fun as well because a lot of times we don't get to meet the contestants in person until they come, right? So we have women who flew in from Washington State. We have people coming from DC or Texas. And so we never get to meet them.
Yeah.
So we get to meet them for the very first time.
Okay.
Every delegate is embraced by all of our reigning queens. Their fellow delegates have already started texting each other, so they kind of have these little groups that they make even before they get there, making it even more exciting.
Yeah.
They get these very cool swag bags that's full of gifts for them. And then that night we have a big gala dinner, and they wear these jeans that they decorate, and trust me, they're all out.
Yeah.
But they put all things about them. So if they're cheerleaders, they'll have maybe a sequins cheerleader on it or pom-poms or whatnot. And it's all about me. And then we provide a shirt for them. And last year the shirt was a she shirt. She is empowered. She is great. She is focused. She is me. So it just reinstills that whole
Yes.
message of women empowerment and believe in your voice from within.
Okay. Okay. And that's the first night.
First night.
Now we might be on to the second night and third too.
Well, second is a full day.
Full day.
Second day is we get up. We have right away is rehearsal time. So everybody comes in. We do rehearsals. They meet their choreographer. It's a big production, and then we break for lunch. Afternoon is interviews. So they have a chance to go get ready for an interview, and they have a 3 to 5 minute interview depending on their age division with a panel of judges. Our panel of judges is always 3 women, and they'll go stand in front of the panel of judges. They're timed, and at the end of that, then we get together and we have a pizza party that night. The junior division will have an event, and the senior division will have their own event. And then Sunday morning, we get up bright and early, and we have an awards breakfast.
Breakfast.
And the awards breakfast honors women for their volunteer work. It honors every delegate for being there, so they all receive a medallion for participating and being part of this program. But the Presidential Volunteer Service Awards are given out at that breakfast. And last year, with the delegates who received an award, they had clocked in over 5,000 hours of volunteer service around the country.
Yeah.
So it's pretty impressive. We had quite a few get gold medals for that.
And so it goes a lot against what people think of when they see the idea of pageants, where they think it's all about the competition and it's gets a bad rap sometimes. But I think that's with every competition, there can only be one winner. So there's always going to be a little bit of a competitive vibe because you want to be friends, but you also want to win too, and that's part of life as it goes. But so tell the audience a little bit about, because your mother started, what was the history again of the whole pageant?
So my mom was adopted as a child. And she was a very proud, beautiful, graceful, very smart woman who, when she met my dad knew within the day he met her that he was going to marry her right away. And so they got married. They had 6 children, 4 girls, 2 boys, and she always embraced her family. Her youngest child is quite a bit younger than I am. Her name is Sharon Pelletier. She's a former Miss Maine. But her whole pageantry career started because my mother saw a little article in the paper about the Miss Maine National Preteen Program. And she asked Sharon, which was about your age, Brielle, and she said, would you like to compete in this? And Sharon said, absolutely, because we were huge fans of the Miss America program. The Miss America Scholarship Program is actually, we just joined forces with them to support each other's pageant systems here in Maine. Anyway, getting back to my mom, she's the one who signed Sharon up. And so Sharon's very first pageant, she goes, we had no clue what we were doing, but she went there and had so much fun, and she was shining and ended up walking away with the state title. Now, back in the day, pageants were huge. I'm from the county, and every community had a pageant. And then we had the potato blossom pageant. And then they'd come down to Miss Maine, and Miss Maine America had 50 women on stage competing. Those days are gone, but we want to bring that back.
Bring it back.
Bring it back.
Okay.
And so every time whenever we have the pageant, we always started with, recognizing the founder, because she had a vision and she helped countless of women from throughout Maine. She used to hold this in Bangor. And I meet women still today who said, I was in your mom's pageant. You remember me?
Yeah.
I'm like, oh my God, yes. And every one of them tells me the same thing. When I went for my job interview or a college interview, I nailed it. Or my daughter, for example, when she walked into an interview one time, she called me afterwards. She says, thank God I was in pageants. I thought I was interviewing with one person, and I walked in and there were 5. And she's like, got it. So I think, I'd like to bring it back and let people see really behind the scenes of what really happens in a pageant. Don't listen to the media stuff sometimes.
Right.
Some of the bad stuff just gets in the news, but it's so much more than that. We're taking our time to build it right, and to make it affordable for anyone to participate. That's huge.
Well, that's the proof is in the pudding of if, the clients more or less, which is the people in the pageant, if you're happy about it, that's the big thing that's really good about it, because, if everybody who's involved in it is dissatisfied because of whatever reasons, then it's probably not a success. So that's part of the success is you're back again for at least the second year, and probably more and more on. So I want to thank you so much, Brielle. Brenda, I think you'll stick around with us because we're going to talk to a few other folks. But before we jump off for a quick break here, can you tell folks, and now is it too late for people to enter into this year's, or?
No, not at all. You've got till the end of July.
Okay.
Go to ampmiss.com.
ampmiss.com. Yeah.
And just go to the website. It's very informative. And we also bring in a Hollywood actor to be our host for the event. And he brings a lot of fun to the pageant, doesn't he?
He does.
Very cool.
Yes, he's not only looks like a great Hollywood actor, but he's really nice, kind, and he's a pleasure to have around. Jonathan Stoddard.
Oh, okay. Very cool. Very cool. All right. I like that. So we'll be right back. We're going to talk to a couple of the other folks involved. You're going to stay with us?
Absolutely. Thank you.
All right. Thank you. We'll be right back, guys.